Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Star Wars Vault. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for new Star Wars content every week.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm giving you my review of the Maul Shadowlord premiere, which just dropped on Disney Plus this morning. This new series will consist of 10 episodes, and in this video we will go over episodes 1 and 2. Chapter 1 titled Dark Revenge, followed by Chapter 2, Sinister Schemes. Our setting takes place about 1 year after the end of the Clone Wars. Maul arrives on the planet Janix, a mid-rim system dominated by gangs who implement regular chaos. Maul is working in the shadows now as he attempts to rebuild his crime syndicate. He has several Zabraks and Mandalorians working for him. He uses this muscle to steal a banking droid, to which he sends a message to turn two of his enemies against each other, crime lords Demas and Vario. Maul brilliantly causes a fallout between the two, resulting in Vario shooting Demas and killing him. Vario is then captured by Captain Lawson, a local law enforcement official. Vario displays true fear as he worries there isn't enough security at the police station he is being held at. He spills information to Lawson about the Shadow Collective, willing to cooperate in exchange for his safety. Lawson is able to capture an image of Maul on a hologram, pointing out how he hasn't seen someone with a laser sword since the Clone Wars. Meanwhile, Devon Azara is arrested for attempting to steal food after disobeying her Jedi Master, who insisted on asking for food from those who are charitable. She is taken into the same police station to a cell near Vario, after failing to provide valid identification. It doesn't take long for Maul and his crew to invade the police station, as they originally planned to kill Vario. Maul ends up sparing his life, however, after Vario promised he could provide intel so that Maul can track down and kill the Pike Syndicate leader Krim. Maul then finds Devon Azara in her cell, showing great interest in her. The former Sith Lord voiced early in Episode 1 how he was having visions of a new apprentice, and it appears he may have just found what he's been looking for. This moment ends up being the transition sequence between Episodes 1 and 2, as we continue on with the Shadow Collective leaving with Vario and Devon in custody. Devon's Jedi Master attempts to get in the way of Maul's objective, as it seemed a lightsaber duel was about to occur. But instead, Maul uses his maturity and experience here to create a diversion. He uses the Force to collapse a bridge with people on it, knowing it will prompt Devon's master to save the lives of innocents. Maul is able to flee with his group back to the Shadow Collective's headquarters. Maul talks several times to Azara, explaining to her that they don't have to be enemies. He even tells her she doesn't have to be a prisoner, using the term point of view as a way to get her to think creatively and more open-minded. Vario gives Maul the Pikes' shipment schedule, to which Maul then launches an attack on the Pikes. Forwarding over to Captain Lawson, we get a small scene of him at home with his teenage son. We see how frustrated the son is with his father always at work, which is exemplified when Lawson is called literally back to the station like a minute or two after coming home. Lawson, throughout these episodes, is pressured by his robot colleague Two Boots to call in the Empire on this Shadow Collective matter. But Lawson repeatedly shuts this suggestion down, knowing the Empire will come in and lock down the planet. As Maul and his crew surprise a group of Pikes trying to deliver a shipment of spice, we get to see some ruthless action out of the Force-wielding Zabrak. It was pretty cool to see Maul just absolutely decimate a bunch of Pikes with his lightsaber. Even at the end, he holds one of them up high with the Force, then lets go and slices the Pike's head off as he's falling toward him. I guess you could say Maul understands the power of gravity, as displayed in this scene. Episode 2 finishes off with Devon Azara finally thinking outside the box, as she uses the Force to push the container she's locked in away from the wall, freeing herself at last. So here we are now, 2 episodes into Maul Shadowlord, and I gotta say, I think it's a pretty good introduction so far. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's early and I'm absolutely invested in seeing how this all plays out. The pacing is solid. I don't find myself getting too bored with this, There hasn't been any filler type scenes as well. Like I said, that scene with Lawson and his son was very short. I like that they are getting you somewhat invested into the side characters of the show without spending too much time diverting from the main plot. I'm really glad that Maul is getting his fair share of screen time in this series, as it is literally named after him. That is one of my main criticisms of the Kenobi series. Too many times it just felt like Reva was taking screen time away from Obi-Wan in his own show. But anyways, I like where this plot is going with Maul. He is much more calculated and even shelving his ego at times in order to chase his ultimate goal. I think it's going to get real interesting as we continue this series. Maul even mentions how he plans to use Devon Azara as a weapon against Darth Sidious. It's amazing to me that Maul is still ambitious enough to damage, if not kill, his old master. We know how improbable that truly is, especially with Sidious being the Emperor now and is at the height of his powers. Thanks to the trailer, we are aware that Maul will have Inquisitors after him, such as Marok, and I predict that Maul will defeat them, which leads me to believe we may actually get Darth Vader in this show. How awesome would that be? Maybe it's in the final episode, or maybe it's even a cliffhanger for a possible season 2. I can't tell you how excited I would be for a Darth Vader duel against Maul. I think all Star Wars fans would be on board with something like that. In conclusion of this review, I'm going to rate both episodes 1 and 2 a score of 8 out of 10. I think it was very good, obviously, and I hope it's only going to keep getting better. Now, I'm curious to hear what you all think. Did you enjoy the first 2 episodes of Maul Shadowlord? What do you think of my Darth Vader theory pertaining to this show? And lastly, out of a 10, what would you rate these episodes in your mind? Whatever your opinions are, make sure to comment them down below. Also, don't forget to force push the like button if you enjoyed today's video. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back with a new video soon, so until then, my friends, may the Force be with you.